I've been asked to give you a chart, really, of the male sex drive. So imagine that this is the beginning of life and this is the end of a man's life. And so I want to chart out for you how the male sex drive goes. Actually, the male sex drive peaks at about the age of 18. It peaks at 18. And then from 18 on, it actually drops off to the end of life. And so it kind of looks like this. And then finally you die. So that's really the scientific look, charting out the male sex drive. Now the female sex drive is much different. And again, we charted out the beginning of life and the end of life. And a female sex drive, starts out, but it doesn't necessarily peak at the age of 18. It is higher, and it's somewhere right in there. But at around 18 to maybe the mid-20s, even the 30s, what happens is women are getting married, and what happens is there's this maternal clock that goes off, and they decide they want to have a child, and they want to have it now before it gets too late. And that sex drive peaks, and it goes off the chart because they got to get that child into the world. Well, then after they've had the child, something else miraculous happens. And what happens is it completely goes away and is gone. But then after about, maybe 2 years, sometimes a year and a half, what happens is that maternal clock kicks in and they decide, I don't want my kids too far apart, and a couple of years is just right. And so it kicks in again miraculously, and it peaks, and they have the second child, and then again, guess what happens? It drops off completely. And again, maybe a couple years down the road, they have one child getting ready to go to preschool. They have another child that's out of the terrible twos, and then that maternal clock kicks in. They want 3 children, and it kicks in again, and it peaks completely. And then what happens is it drops off completely until they die.